Ask yourself this question. Why all of a sudden, at this moment in time, is there a violent push to move from a democratic republic to a socialist or communist form of government? Whose best interest does socialism or communism truly serve? When Hitler, Stalin, and Mussolini were executing their campaigns to instill tyranny on a global scale, the rest of the world knew that if we cut off the head of the snake, the body would wither and die. All we had to do to stop their progress was remove one person. But for the last 35 years, it hasn't been a single person. It's been an entire generation that has ruled over us, using financial greed as both weapon and strategy. The boomer generation has done nothing but micromanage and manipulate us through propaganda. They've refused to relinquish control of our democratic republic to future generations. Now, nearing the end of their lifespan, they're working to cement nepotistic dynasties for their wealthy families. Their dying act is to secure control of the country, not through democracy, but through communism and socialism, under the guise of equity and justice. This is the generation of pyramid schemes, where all wealth flows to the top. The further they can stretch the gap between the top 1% and everyone else, the more satisfied they become. The current administration is attempting to hand the country over to the next generation and pry it from the greedy grasp of the boomers and their heirs. Many of its key leaders are in their 40s. J.D. Vance, 40 years old, vice president. And former Democrat, Tulsi Gabbard, 43 years old, director of national intelligence. Kash Patel, 45 years old, FBI director. Dan Bongino, 49 years old, FBI deputy director. Pete Hegseth, 44 years old, Secretary of Defense. While Robert F. Kennedy Jr. is not in the same age bracket, he shares a forward-thinking mindset with today's rising leaders, standing against poisonous food, pharmaceutical greed, and environmental abuse. He is also a former Democrat. We cannot give the country back to the greedy boomers and their pyramid schemes. Schemes designed to only ensure the survival of their bloodlines and those they keep in their circle. Socialist and communist control is their final act on the way out the door to secure their wealthy bloodlines, dynasties, and lineage permanent and absolute control over the people. 4 years from now, after the country has finally been placed in the hands of the next generation, we must not allow them to deceive us with more propaganda and take it back. Again, the boomers have held unchallenged power for 35 years. Now, at the moment of their departure, they are trying to leave us with a socialist communist system where their wealthy offspring will rule forever. We must not allow them back into that seat of power by placing a puppet at the head of the table who can be controlled by globalist corporate dictators and resell us to foreign nations. The current administration has leapt control to a generation that is nearly 30 years younger than itself. Let's keep it that way and not hand it back over to greedy billionaires and shallow celebrities.